Welcome, everyone. We're just going to take a minute to get folks in from the waiting room. Thanks for joining us this evening. So I'm Suri Deitch. I'm the Dean of the School of Professional Advancement. We're just going to take another minute to wait to see if we have more people join us, but we're really excited to see you. All right. Well, we have someone stuck in purgatory, but you can't like go and grab them in physically, right? Like you can in the real world. There's a question in the chat. I know one of my colleagues can respond to that. Again, I'm Suri Deitch. I'm the Dean of the School of Professional Advancement at Tulane. And I'm really excited to welcome you to this webinar about our undergraduate degree and certificate programs, and to say good job for thinking of SOPA as an option for your next step in your education. I am on just at the beginning to welcome you and to say, a few things. So one is that, it feels like the world is starting to open up. In Louisiana, where probably most of you are, as of Monday, everyone age 16 and above is going to be able to get vaccinated. The world is starting to pick up again, and Tulane has come through the pandemic really well, has managed the pandemic successfully, has maintained the quality of the education, has maintained enrollment, and is really in a good place for what's coming next. And the School of Professional Advancement in that context is a really special school to consider, with an excellent education, amazing faculty, really reasonable tuition, and an intimacy, and in terms of the size of the student body, the kinds of connections that you can make with other students and with your faculty, and a really diverse, motivated, and smart student body. So I hope that this webinar will convince you that SOPA is the place to come. And I look forward to getting to know you in this process, which I know my colleagues will say as well. And so with that, I'll hand things over to Sheila Gold and Alvin Joseph.
Thanks, Suri. Let me just reiterate the welcome. We are thrilled that you all are here. We're going to go over a little bit about our programs, the history of the school, what we offer in terms of degrees and certificates at the undergraduate and post-baccalaureate level. And then we'll talk a little bit about how we support students all the way through graduation. And then we'll talk a little bit about the application process, which Alvin will talk you through. There will be some time at the end for some questions and answers, but this is what I always like to say to students. You will have our contact information that we'll share at the end of this webinar. please do not hesitate if you have questions and you're not comfortable asking them tonight, or if you just want some follow-up one-on-one, please reach out to us. We enjoy getting to know our applicants. We philosophically believe that the application process is the beginning of creating relationships with our students. So we like hearing from you and getting to know you and answering any questions. So please don't be shy. I am Sheila Gold. I'm the Executive Director of Recruitment and Admissions. I'm joined by Alvin Joseph, the admissions coordinator, and also our colleague Ann Conlon is behind the scenes answering questions in the chat and also moving the slides along. So just a little bit about the School of Professional Advancement, which we affectionately call SOPA. Tulane University itself was founded in 1834 as the Medical College of Louisiana. It was actually founded in response to the yellow fever epidemic in the 1830s. And here we are back again in a, not just an epidemic, but a pandemic. So the work of the school is very timely. But what we like to share with prospective students is in 1886, not too long after the founding of the school, about 50 years later, Tulane University opened up the very first iteration of the School of Professional Advancement. It was opened up and had a commitment to teaching professionals in the city of New Orleans, adult learners, who were interested in going back to school, whether to get a degree or to advance their career. So we have been doing the work that we're going to talk to you about tonight for over 130 years. So we hope that that expertise and level of knowledge will come through to you tonight as we go through this program. So part of the reasons why we think SOPA is the right choice for you, and we hope that you'll understand, is that we have expertise in online education. Not all of our undergraduate classes are online, but some are, and some of our post-baccalaureate certificates are as well. So we're going to talk a little bit more about online education. We were offering classes online well before the COVID-19 pandemic. And so we're going to talk a little bit about our expertise and what makes our classes so engaging and different from the usual online learning. We'll talk about a little bit about our programs and our faculty. Our faculty are second to none, and most of them are practitioners in the field in which they teach, which is a benefit to students because not only will they give you practical professional information, but they also can help you get ready for the job force and also help you find jobs, which is sort of the reason that most people go back to school. We have a student support department that is dedicated just to our students. We don't share advisors with the rest of the university. We have our own dedicated advising team that includes a career advisor that is just for our students, that are available to our students every day, and you can make appointments with them online. So they all have Calendly. I don't know if you all are familiar with that, but literally you can press a link. It makes their calendars available, and you can schedule a time to meet with them as often as you need. So that level of support is somewhat unique to students at an undergraduate level. We're also going to talk about our affordability and our flexibility. The School of Professional Advancement, as part of our mission, we purposely have a different price point than the rest of the university, a lower price point, because we know as part of our commitment to students that you all are balancing lots of different commitments, one of which is financial. So working, perhaps raising a family, and going back to school means that there are a lot of investments in your time and money. And then also, we're going to talk a little bit about the prestige of the Tulane degree. So ultimately, we feel like having a Tulane degree opens doors. So a little bit about online learning at SOPA. So what we do when we offer online learning is we have on staff what are called instructional designers. And this is really important for students to sort of learn about when they're learning about online courses. Like I said, not all of our courses are online, but the ones that are available to undergraduate students are at an incredibly well-designed, rigorous level. Our instructional designers are master's level educators. They actually have their master's degree in education, but their specialty is called instructional design. And essentially what they do is they are trained to take traditional classroom curriculum, like you would have sitting in a classroom with a teacher and students in desks, and translate that experience to the online space. So that means that they work in interactive activities. They work in small group work. They develop opportunities for students to get to know each other, for students to create relationships with each other, for students to create relationships with the faculty, and for students to interact and engage with the curriculum. It's not like what we're doing right now, which is you all looking at a slide and me just reading to you. That is not what our online classes are like. Those of you who are in this webinar tonight should be receiving invitations to sit in on a class. I would encourage everybody to go ahead and do that, and then you'll get a chance to be able to see what our classroom experience is like. It's an easy way for you to understand Tulane. It's an easy way for you to get a taste of our curriculum and the way that our professors teach. So I certainly hope that you'll take us up on that opportunity and get a chance to sort of taste our classroom. Just some data around the online space at Tulane. SOPA, at this point, we have educated more than 1,400 students and who have completed over 13,000 hours of online coursework. What that means is that we're pretty good at doing this and getting better every day. We're not new in this space. We offer at the school 8 master's degrees, 11 graduate certificates, 4 post-baccalaureate certificates, and over 300 courses, all specifically developed to be delivered online. Another piece, besides our instructional designers creating courses specifically for the online space, all of our faculty who teach online are trained how to teach online so that it's engaging, interactive, and creates opportunities for students to create relationships. Actually, several of our faculty have actually won teaching awards for their online teaching. So those of you who are with us tonight are here to learn about our bachelor's degrees, our post-baccalaureate certificates, and our professional certificates. So just to let you all know, the degrees that we specifically offer at the School of Professional Advancement are digital design, exercise science, general legal studies, health and wellness, homeland security, a general humanities degree, information technology, PR, public relations, and a general social sciences degree. We also offer post-baccalaureate certificates, and let me explain a little bit about those. Post-baccalaureate certificates are only offered to students who already have a bachelor's degree, but are coming back to get trained specifically in early childhood and secondary education, graphic design, health and wellness, homeland security, interactive design, and paralegal studies. The reason that we talk about post-baccalaureate certificates during our undergraduate webinar is because they're not considered a graduate degree. They live somewhere after you have your bachelor's degree, but before you get a master's degree. And you don't need to have a master's degree to get a post-baccalaureate certificate. You will need to apply using the undergraduate application. And the reason is because we charge for these classes at the undergraduate tuition rate. So that is a savings to you all. So even though you have a bachelor's degree, you need to apply for the post-bac certificate using the undergraduate application, and you will get charged at the lower undergraduate tuition rate. So that's a savings to you all. We also offer professional certificates. These are not degrees, but are certificates in business, PR, digital media and marketing, and human resources. So those are the programs that we'll be focusing on this evening. So just to tell you all a little bit about the expertise of our faculty, we picked 4 faculty members who we think really illustrate to prospective students the level of professionals that you will be taught from. Patricia Betancourt is actually a lawyer. She's a litigation expert, and she teaches in our paralegal studies program. Bo Boudreau is a published poet, and he teaches in our humanities program. Tyra Mitchell is has her doctorate in physical therapy. She is the former chief physical therapist at Ochsner, and she teaches in our kinesiology program. And Ralph Russo, who's the program director of our cybersecurity program, is a former commanding officer and former NYPD police officer. He started the counterintelligence, cyber counterintelligence unit for NYPD after 9/11. And he's our program director. He designs all of our curriculum. So those are some of the folks who will teach you. You can meet any of these people on any given day. They're on campus, they are around. This is the level of expertise of our faculty who our students get taught by. And all of these folks can help be advisors to you all and help you all get a job after you graduate. So just a little bit about our student support and success. At SOPA, not only are we committed to having our students get into the school, but we want you to successfully cross the finish line and graduate. That's super important to us. And so we have a whole student support network available to you all to help you be successful. I mentioned a little bit earlier that we have our own dedicated academic advisors. So we're not sharing those with other schools. They are here just for SOPA students. Our program directors, some of whom I just mentioned to you on the slide before, also are major advisors to students. We also offer a career advisor, as well as we introduce you to an alumni network from Tulane who can also help you carve your pathway towards your career goals. In terms of supporting students on the larger campus, we do have a tutoring center available to all Tulane students if you feel like that's some extra support that you need. And then we also always like to let students know that our campus safety and security is always available to all of our students on any of our campuses. So we always like to talk about safety so that students feel safe learning in the classroom. Yes, you have access. I just saw Audrey's question pop up. Her question is, what about access to libraries? You have access to all of our libraries. All right. We have what's called credit for prior learning. Funny name, a little bit of a long term, but this is what it is. So some of you may have been working for years in a field, and you might have an expertise. You might have expertise because you have been in the military for years, or you might have expertise because you have been an EMT and you're coming back to our kinesiology program. If you have expertise in a certain curriculum area and you have to take a class towards your degree, but you've been doing that particular area for a long time. For instance, let's say you've been a grant writer and you have to take a grant writing class. You would not need to do that through our credit for prior learning program. You can earn credits, up to 24 credits, for expertise that you've had that you bring into the classroom. So if you feel like there's a course that you have to take, but you're already familiar with all of the course objectives because it's something that you've been doing professional before you started to pursue your degree, you can reach out to your advisor and let them know that you would like to get credit for prior learning. There is a process that you have to go through, but we can walk you through it. And if you are able to prove that you have all the competencies of the course requirements, you can get up to 24 credits of classes that you don't have to take. That's a savings of both time and money. And so we encourage students to think about that. You can graduate faster and you can graduate with a savings as well. So we always like to let students know about that. All right. right, I am gonna let Alvin talk to you all a little bit about the affordability of our program and the application process.
Yeah, so I'm just like Sheila said, touch upon the affordability here. And as Sheila was saying earlier, we know that a good bit of our students here are people who have families, who have full-time jobs and other financial responsibilities. And so we don't want tuition to be something that's outside the realm of possibility for our students. And so as you can see here, the tuition is $524 per credit for our summer 2021 term. And then there's a slight increase to $576 per credit for our fall semester. And each class is 3 credits each. But you'll be happy to know that many of our students are on some type of financial aid. And again, we don't want it to be something that's outside the realm of possibility. And so we have federal grants, federal loans. We're very military friendly here, so we work with the Yellow Ribbon program, and we also provide a 20% discount for our veterans and active duty military personnel. And also the discount applies to K through 12 instructional staff, and then also New Orleans area public employees. And touching upon what Sheila said earlier, up to 24 credits for your prior work experience. And so again, just different things we can offer to kind of chip away at that price that you'll be paying. And then we also recommend that while you start your application, you fill out the FAFSA sheet just to make sure everything is done on time and kind of keep track of everything. And applying is a pretty straightforward process. We don't want our applicants jumping through hoops. We don't want them to go through anything too difficult. So it's a pretty straightforward process for everyone. In order to complete the application, you have to, there's a $40 undergraduate application fee. But as a reward for you guys spending time here with us this evening, we'll go ahead and waive that fee for you. And we also ask that you upload a clear image of a government ID. That can be a passport or driver's license. Just be sure that expiration date is valid. We know that can kind of creep up on people every once in a while. So before you upload that, just double check the date on there. And then we also need your official transcripts. So that can be sent electronically from your previous institution to us, or it can be mailed in a sealed envelope to us at our street address. And right here, we have some of our application deadlines. So if you're looking to apply for this summer, the deadline is May 1st, but right below that, you can see our early enrollment scholarship deadline is April 15th. So if you apply, register, and enroll before that period, before April 15th, we can award you up to a $200 scholarship. So that's $200 off your first semester's tuition. And then going forward, you can see our fall deadline is August 1st, and that early enrollment scholarship deadline is June 1st. And then for our spring semester, the deadline is January 1st, and the early enrollment scholarship deadline is December 1st. And so, again, if you have any questions throughout any of the process, you come across any bumps throughout the application process, or just have any questions in general about Tulane, feel free to contact me or Sheila, and we'd be more than happy to help. We want to make this process as simple and as seamless for you, and we'll be glad to help in any way possible.
Thanks, Alvin. So that's my contact information on the screen. Sheila Gold, sgold@tulane.edu. Write it down, take a picture of it on your phone. I'm also on the website, so no problem if you just want to look it up. But we love questions, and so we really do want to hear from you. Also, all of our social is at the bottom if you want to follow any of us. Summer classes start in May. I don't have the exact date. It's like May 25th, somewhere around that. The academic calendar is up on Tulane's website, but the application is open for summer now. We are taking applications. A little bit about our application process. It's a rolling process. So as soon as your application is in and complete, we'll go ahead and review it and get an admissions decision out to you. So the sooner you get it in and complete it, the better. We do encourage you all if you know that you want to come for a certain semester, go ahead, get that application in. Let us get you a decision. Go ahead and put your enrollment deposit down, because you want to take advantage of the early enrollment scholarship. For undergraduates, it's a $200 scholarship. It's literally $200 off your first semester. We just give you a discount on your first semester's tuition. So go ahead and do that. That's just money that we try to give students as a little incentive to get started in school. Maybe you can use that money to buy books or something else, just to make it a little bit easier. I did see some questions in the chat. If you took graduate classes at an institution, do you need to send those transcripts? We don't necessarily need those. It's kind of nice to have those, but we're not looking to have you send us more transcripts than you need. If you feel like your undergraduate record for some reason might be one that we're going to be concerned about you academically, go ahead and send graduate transcript if it's going to help, us see that you can do higher level graduate work. But we really just need transcripts from undergraduate institutions. Or if you are with us because you're about to graduate from high school, we just need your high school transcript. Will we have classes on the main campus or just Elmwood? Depends on what program you're in. They could be a little bit of both. Let's see. I'm going to try and read. I'm trying to go back through the questions. Applying same thing. Access to libraries. Okay, I think that I have read all of the questions. I can wait another second or two for somebody to drop one in the chat, but if there isn't another mention sitting in on class, how do we do that? And are there any that we can attend? So you, Athena, should have received an email from us, but what we will do is take down your name from this chat, and we will try and send you an invitation to sit in on classes for the sports. And you can try and do that. We have class visits that students can sit in on. Alvin, do you want to share a little bit about when the next class to sit in on is?
Yes, so we have upcoming visits on Wednesday next week. So we have a few health and wellness classes. I see one question about sports medicine. So for a kinesiology program, we have a good bit of spots open next Wednesday if you would like to sign up for those classes. As for this week, I think we're pretty much, I don't think we have any visits this week, but for next week, we have a good bit of classes. So if you're interested in visiting, definitely check out some of the ones that we have coming up.
Okay, so and it looks like there was another person who put their name in the chat too. So we'll reach out to you all individually and get you an invitation so that you can sign up for some upcoming class visits. It's a great way to kind of check out our programs. All right. Well, I very much appreciate you all being here tonight. We have some follow-up with a couple of you all about class visits, and please reach out if you have any other questions. And we certainly hope that we'll be seeing your applications soon and that we'll be welcoming you all to the campus. So thank you all. And oh, another, I met you yesterday, Christopher. So good to see you in the webinar tonight. So we'll go ahead and get those invitations out to you all. Have a great night, and we hope to see y'all soon.